It started with a late meeting. Not hers, mine. I'd been buried in quarterly reports, contracts, and back-to-back strategy calls. Running a mid-sized consultancy firm meant long hours, quick decisions, and trusting the people you hire to have your back. One of those people was Zara, my personal secretary. Smart, efficient, discreet. She had this quiet strength about her, and a memory so sharp she once reminded me of a deal I almost forgot mid-negotiation. She never crossed professional lines, never gossiped, and never offered opinions unless asked, which is why, when she knocked gently on my office door one evening and said, "Sir, I need to talk to you privately," I sat up straight. It wasn't the tone of concern that got me. It was the way she closed the door behind her. I gestured for her to sit. She didn't. Instead, she placed her phone on my desk, face up. I debated whether to show you this, but I can't watch you be lied to. I felt something tighten in my chest. Then she pressed play. The video was grainy but clear enough, taken from a hotel lobby security feed. I recognized it instantly. It was where I had surprised my girlfriend, Aisha, with a weekend stay for our anniversary 3 months ago. Except in this video, she wasn't with me. She was with someone else. A man I'd never seen before. Tall, smug, hands far too familiar with her waist as they checked in under false names. She was smiling, the kind of smile she used to give me, the one that made me fall for her in the first place. My mouth went dry. I didn't ask Zara how she got the footage. I didn't ask why she had gone digging. I just stared at the screen, my mind racing. I noticed the changes, Zara said quietly. How she started calling late, canceling dinners. I saw her in the parking lot once, getting into his car. I wanted to believe it wasn't what it looked like, but I couldn't lie to myself, or to you. I leaned back in my chair. Betrayal has a strange flavor, part acid, part silence. The kind that settles in your stomach before you've even begun to react. I appreciate your honesty, I managed to say. She nodded, then turned to leave. But at the door, she paused. "She doesn't deserve you, sir. Just remember that." How it all unraveled. I'd met Aisha 2 years ago at a fundraiser for underprivileged children. She was charming, articulate, the kind of woman who lit up a room without even trying. I was captivated from the start. She worked in event planning, knew how to dress, how to flirt, how to make a man feel like the center of her world. But somewhere along the way, the energy shifted. She stopped asking about my day. She stopped laughing at my terrible jokes. Her texts grew shorter, colder. She started having client meetings on weekends. Started guarding her phone like it contained state secrets. I confronted her once, lightly. She smiled and called me paranoid, kissed me just enough to shut me up, and promised to make it up to me. And like a fool, I let her. But Zara didn't. She noticed a lipstick on the shirt that didn't match Aisha's. She saw the Uber receipts. The name, Rayhan, popping up repeatedly. She was the one who quietly started gathering pieces of a puzzle I didn't want to see. The confrontation. That night, I invited Aisha over for dinner. She walked in like everything was normal, beautiful, radiant. Fake. I served her wine, cooked her favorite pasta, set the table with candles. Halfway through the meal, I slid Zara's phone across the table. She looked down, paused, and then looked up, eyes wide. "What is this?" I didn't answer. She watched the video in silence. For once, the smooth liar had no script. Finally, she said, "It wasn't serious. I swear, he meant nothing." I nodded slowly. "But you lied. For months. I didn't want to hurt you." "You already did." And that was it. No shouting. No begging. No second chances. She left, her heels clicking across the marble like gunshots. Aftermath. In the days that followed, I didn't fall apart. Zara handled my meetings, rearranged my schedule, made sure I had space to breathe without actually asking for it. She didn't overstep. She didn't offer false sympathy. She simply was there, quiet, steady, reliable. Weeks passed. Then one day, I looked at her, really looked at her, as she handed me my coffee and asked, "How was your morning?" And I realized something. While I had spent 2 years loving someone who was all glitter and lies, I had completely overlooked the one person who saw me. Not the CEO, not the paycheck, but the man behind it all. I smiled. Better, thanks to you. Her eyes met mine, and this time neither of us looked away. Epilogue. I didn't rush into anything. Zara wasn't rebound. She was clarity. Months later, we went for dinner, not boss and assistant, but just two people who had grown close through truth, loyalty, and timing. Aisha tried to reach out a few times. Apologies. Regrets. I never responded. Because when someone shows you who they are, it's not your job to repaint them into someone they're not. Zara didn't just expose a lie. She reminded me what honesty, strength, and quiet grace look like. And this time, I didn't mistake it for background noise. I recognized it as the beginning of something real. I thought I had it all, a booming business, a stunning girlfriend, and a future that felt certain. But the truth was hiding in plain sight. And it took my personal secretary, Zara, to show me. She walked into my office one evening, eyes calm, voice steady. I didn't want to get involved, sir, but you deserve to know. Then she placed her phone on my desk and hit play. There was Aisha, my girlfriend of 2 years, laughing in a hotel lobby. But not with me. She was with another man, smiling like she used to, holding hands, checking in under a fake name. I stared at the screen, jaw clenched. I didn't ask Zara how she got the footage. I didn't have to. I knew she wouldn't lie. She's been cheating for months, Zara whispered. I saw the signs. I couldn't keep silent. That night, I confronted Aisha. She denied it, then cried, then begged, said it didn't mean anything. But betrayal always means something. So I ended it with no drama, no yelling, just peace. In the weeks that followed, it was Zara who made things easier, not with grand gestures, but with her quiet loyalty. She never once overstepped. And somehow, in the stillness she created, I healed. Months later, over coffee, she smiled at me, and for the first time in a long while, I felt something real. Sometimes, love doesn't walk in with fireworks. Sometimes, it's been there the whole time, watching you hurt, hoping you'll finally see it. And I did. This time, I chose a woman who told me the truth, even when it hurt. Dear Aisha, I'm not writing this to get you back. That chapter ended the moment I found out who you really were. Funny thing is, I wasn't even looking for the truth. I trusted you, blindly, stupidly, wholeheartedly. You said you were busy. I believed you. You said your phone died. I let it go. You said you loved me. And I held on to that like it was solid ground. But it wasn't Zara who broke us. It was you. Zara just turned on the light in a room I refused to look at. She sat across from me one evening, quiet, respectful, but burdened. She didn't want to interfere, but she couldn't watch me drown while you smiled from the shore. I think you need to see this, she said, placing her phone on my desk. You, that hotel, that man, your laugh, your hand in his. I didn't flinch. Not because it didn't hurt, but because deep down I'd known. I just didn't want to believe it. You begged later. You blamed the stress, the loneliness, said it just happened. But cheating doesn't just happen, Aisha. Lies don't slip out by accident. You planned, covered, repeated, and I trusted. But here's what you didn't plan for. You didn't plan for Zara, the woman you barely noticed, the one who organized my life while you quietly unraveled it. Zara, who chose honesty over comfort. Zara, who stood by me in silence while you smiled in someone else's bed. She didn't take pleasure in exposing you. She looked heartbroken doing it. But it was her truth that set me free from yours. So no, I'm not writing to curse you or blame you or ask you why. I'm writing to thank you. Thank you for showing me what love shouldn't feel like, so I could recognize what it finally does. Zara and I, we took things slow. There were no sparks at first, just safety, laughter, peace. She never made me question my worth. She never made me feel like I wasn't enough. And now, when I look at her, I don't wonder if she's lying. I wonder how I got so lucky. So thank you, Aisha. You lost a man who would have done anything for you. And I found a woman who would never make me feel like I had to. Sincerely, the man who finally chose himself.